This is Digivation Network.
Hello and welcome to another exciting edition of the show, Digivation Network, Africa's leading and digital innovation program on television. I am your host, Omoye, standing in for Bayo Agabi. This week on the show, artificial intelligence on the prowl, on the quality of education as Australia government bans Chat GPT. Opportunities of Internet of Things, IoT, for Nigeria's economy. How ready are we? Plus the future of work as we look at the top IT paying jobs. And Science, Technology and Innovation Expo 2023 in Abuja. But first is the news that made headline during the week. Stay with us. The Director General, National Information Technology Development Agency (NITDA), Kashifu Inuwa, has been recognized by Forbes magazine for Best Africa Outstanding Corporate Governance CEO Award 2022, in conjunction with the Foreign Investment Network, FIN. The annual event organized by Forbes magazine set out to recognize distinguished Africans of their outstanding performance and track records in governance and businesses, which has made far-reaching impact in the lives of Africans and the world as a whole. Kashifu Inuwa thanked the organizers of the award for the incredible honor and equally commended the Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Professor Issa Ali Pantami, for his guidance, mentorship and firm support. Other recipients of the Forbes Best of Africa Awards 2022 are the Emir of Kano, Alhaji Aminu Ado Bayero, who emerged as the winner for Forbes Best of Africa Outstanding Traditional Ruler, the Governor of Ogun State, Prince Debo Abiodun, as the winner, Forbes Best of Africa Governor Industrial Revolution, amongst other distinguished personalities across the country. The federal government of Nigeria, through the National Information Technology Development Agency (NITDA), distributed smart agriculture materials to beneficiaries of the National Adopted Village for Smart Agriculture (NAFSA). The 5-day empowerment program, which took place at El Quilam University, Katsina State, is designed to accelerate massive job creation, facilitate the integration of digital technologies and innovations in the agriculture processes and practices in order to significantly increase productivity and improve food security in the country. The Director General of NITDA, Kashifu Inuwa, represented by AG Director, Digital Economy Development of the agency, Engineer Salisu Kaka, says that agriculture remains one of the critical sectors of Nigeria's economy and is evident in the policies of the current administration led by President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR. Inuwa believes that if the agriculture sector is properly managed and enhanced, it would be a genuine means of eradicating poverty, improve the standard of living of the people, and diversify the economy and creating prosperity for Nigerians. Ghana Revenue Authority slams MTN Ghanaian subsidiary with a $773 million fine for outstanding tax obligation for 2014 to 2018, according to Ghana Tax Authority (GTA). MTN underreported its revenue in Ghana by about 30%. The $773 million tag also comprises penalty for non-disclosure and interest charges. Meanwhile, Ghana Revenue Authority issued the company with a notice of assessment of tax liability. According to the fine, the company says MTN Ghana believes that the tax due have been paid during the period under assessment and has resolved to defend MTN Ghana's position on the assessment vigorously. MTN Group and MTN Ghana will continue to engage with the relevant authorities on this matter. A group of 8 leading universities in Australia has decided to change the way they conduct their assessment this year after several students were caught using AI tools to write their essays. According to reports, major universities across the country have passed new rules and stated that the use of AI will be deemed as cheating. As a result of this, many universities are planning to go back to the usual pen and paper exam method.
Ability to talk about a range of subjects. Pretty much anything you can think of asking it, it will do, and it can do it in a range of styles as well. So it can write essay papers, it can write sort of college papers, but it can also write limericks, it can write poetry, it can do a whole range of text-based tasks surprisingly well.
However, expert claims that universities are running in an arms race and they can never win, although Australia academics has cited concerns over the AI tool's ChatGPT ability to invade the anti-plagiarism software. The rat race between AI and academic institutions is not restricted to Australia only. AI software like ChatGPT has been banned across all devices in New York public schools after findings state that the AI tool's answers were coherent, comprehensive, and stick to the point, something students often fail to do. Hence, the rise of AI has caused major challenges for universities across the world. Share and subscribe to this channel, www.youtube.com/Digivation Network.
Hello, Agabi. Welcome you to this new ride, a digital ride that takes you into the lifestyle experience of innovation, tech impact, and new business frontiers. This is Digivation Network. On a weekly basis, we keep you well informed of developments and trends. Now the tech ecosystem is impacting politics, business, public and private enterprise management, plus how the new digital life can transform your business. I am Bayero Agabi. Join us.
If you're just joining us, this is Digivation Network, your first and leading ICT and digital innovation program on television. For details, please log on to www.digivationnetwork.com or watch us on our YouTube channel, www.youtube.com/Digivation. Or better still, you can text the number on your screen.
This is Digivation Network.
Technology is at its peak and rising above with latest new trends and innovation. But if you're to invent a technology that does not exist, what would that be? I have my own invention in mind. However, let us listen to the thought of Nigerians to hear their opinion on the street.
In Nigeria, what scares me about technology is fraud and other criminalities attached to technology.
Hey, my worries, I don't really have fear about technology, but the use, I worried about the use. And like this social media, sometimes it's not even news you see you carry. There are news that are good, you carry it. There are incidents that have to be on view to watch, but there are some that don't really mean, especially when somebody like you now can teach somebody and put it on social media, which is not supposed. You understand now? These are the things I think.
Basically, that one day machines will take over. That's all. Yeah, we've seen it in movies, Terminator and stuff, and from the reality of things, it will happen. It will. I just hope it's later, not sooner. Right now, your phones are automated. There is Siri. Siri can do almost anything you want on your device. Siri, play me music. Siri, change my contact info. Siri knows your password, knows your BVN, knows everything about you basically. So it just has to do with one wrong code and technology is against you. One wrong code. And then AI is developing and growing in such a way that, I don't know, it's practically alive and learning on its own. So, I don't know. We created them, but let's just admit it, they are smarter than we are at some point.
The excessive use. I think the negative part of it, where maybe somewhere or the other, the minds of people may actually be so much involved in technology that they will forget what nature is really about. We are already, like you see in Lagos now, you really have nature around you, So people will go so much into technology that we forget our interactions with nature. So I believe that's my fear. Personally, I have that fear that a time will come we'll be so much into a loss that we'll forget that God gave us nature in the first place. So
I would rather say privacy. Privacy in terms of data sharing and stuff. So once the security is not compromised, everything is fine with me.
I'm a tech guy. I work at a edutech. So in my opinion, we still have a lot of catching up to do in Nigeria when it comes to technology. We're talking about the Internet 3.0, but we've not even solved Internet 2.0. But we're getting there. That's all I can say.
It's moving fast. Over the last decade, so fast. The telephone, at the time it was just rolling and you understand, but now we have the mobile phone and we don't know what even the next year holds ahead or something, but it's just wonderful.
Yes, no doubt about it. Technology is moving so fast. Yes, it's moving so fast. But compared to other Western world, it's moving so fast in Nigeria, but I want them to improve more. Yeah. Well, all over the world, the technology is moving fast, but in Nigeria it's moving slow. Maybe because of our economy reality or because of our government style of leadership. I believe the technology in Nigeria is not, we are not meeting up to other people, other nations of the world.
It's going so fast. When you compare where we were like a few years ago, now we are talking about 5G network. So I think things are better now.
It's growing so fast. It's growing so fast. You know, when you are talking of mobile phone, when it comes out, we don't know what it's called internet, but they graduate to it. So I think more are coming. Sometimes look at the example for this ATM we are using. You know, when sometimes we do go to bank to go and fill form and collect your cash. At the time, ATM machine came out. Now we can see POS everywhere. Collect your money fast and quick. So it's going fast.
This is Digivation Network.
Still to come is the Science, Technology and Innovation Expo 2023. Here, the Federal Institute of Industrial Research, Oshodi FIRO, has put up a demonstration to see the actualization of the effective diversification of the Nigerian economy. Let's show you more on the STI Expo 2023. One of the things that stand out at the 2023 Science, Technology and Innovation Expo is the capacity for innovation and intervention displayed by some government agencies. One of such is the Federal Institute of Industrial Research, Oshodi, FIIRO. The institute is one of the foremost and oldest agencies of the Federal Ministry of Science and Technology, established in 1958 to cater for Nigeria's indigenous industrial research and development. FIIRO has put up a demonstration of objective to see to the actualization of the effective diversification of the Nigerian economy through the use of science, technology and innovation, STI, at the Science, Tech and Innovation Expo 2023. The chairman of FIIRO board, Alhaji Gambo Magaji, is of the opinion that this objective can only be achieved if the institute reaffirms its commitment to implementing the goals of the agency.
That we are going to start implementing something new in FIRO. When I said it, I know some members were not happy with it, but there is nothing we can do. You cannot have an organization and a workforce without putting something in place to see how well they are performing. That means that I said we are going to implement performance criteria. Unfortunately, we couldn't do it because we realized that in doing so, we have to reorganize the organization itself. Since this board came on board, we decided that we will reorganize FIRO to perform. With all the lofty things they are doing, without a committed staff, they cannot achieve anything.
From the creation of indigenous merchants to the production of quality products and consumables to promoting a market-driven research and development, R&D, for the industrialization and socio-economic development of the country, FIIRO is determined to move the nation from consumption to production by all means.
By all of us in the Nigerian Science, Technology and Innovation sector to move our economy from consumption to production geared towards our economic growth, liberation, and self-reliance. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, our mono-economic dependence on oil and gas, which is now renewable, has kept us far away from meaningful development that will make us respected among community of nations.
As 2023 unfolds, there are high expectations from FIIRO as the first and oldest research and training institute in the country.
FIRO happens to be, like the chairman BOT of FIRO just said, the very first and oldest research institute in Nigeria. And by now, I expect that FIRO should be exporting technologies to other West African countries and African countries. But I know that with the team on board right now and the right policies in place from government, the sky will be not the limit but the beginning for FIRO.
FIIRO has a well-equipped laboratory with state-of-the-art facilities, professionally and skillfully manned by trained experts, analysts with routine and investigative analysis conducted for varieties of products ranging from raw materials, agro-allied products, industrial products, animal feeds, food products, water, industrial effluent, beverages, alcoholic and non-alcoholic, cosmetics, fine chemicals, solid minerals, and other essential products. As the nation rethinks economic diversification, FIIRO is leading the quest for Nigeria's self-sufficiency and industrialization as a necessary tool for economic advancement.
This is AIT Infotech Network, reaching you from Freetown in Sierra Leone,
Accra, the Ghanaian capital,
Addis Ababa in Ethiopia, Johannesburg in South Africa,
we are in Cairo in Egypt,
Tunis, the Tunisian capital,
Cape Town in South Africa.
reaching you from Dubai, Hanover in Germany,
Live from Chicago.
Las Vegas in the United States of America, Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia, we are in Beijing, China,
in London, England.
I am Bayero Agabi. Join us.
Welcome back. You're still watching Digivation Network. In recent times with high layoffs, while other requires involved skills. Therefore, if you're giving your career some consideration or trying to future-proof your skill set, scale up or going into a new field altogether, here's everything you need to know about the top 5 highest paid IT jobs. Enjoy it.
The entire tech industry is growing and IT jobs offer salaries that are unmatched. When it comes to salary, here are the top 5 highest paying IT jobs for 2022. At number 5, Software Architect. A software architect optimizes the development process by making design choices and dictating technical standards such as coding, tools, and platforms. As part of their roles, they identify a customer's requirement and perform hands-on work to develop prototypes. Some skills required of a software architect include data modeling, an understanding of software architecture, good programming skills, and a strong analytical skill. The average yearly salary of a software architect is over $114,000. At number 4 is Internet of Things Solutions Architect. One of the most in-demand and best-paying jobs in technology today is an IoT Solutions Architect. The IoT Solutions Architect is a leadership role of overseeing the strategy behind the development and deployment of IoT solutions. In addition to understanding IoT solutions, one should also have strong programming skills, an understanding of machine learning, and knowledge of hardware design and architecture. An IoT Solutions Architect is responsible for leading as well as participating in the activities around architecture and design. An IoT Solutions Architect is responsible for leading as well as participating in the activities around architecture and design, helping to develop an overall IoT ecosystem engagement based on the IoT solution framework and translating business needs into solution architecture requirements. And in this highest paying tech job, you can earn an average of over $130,000 annually. At number 3, Big Data Engineer. Internet users generate about 2.5 quintillion bytes of data each day. To harness and gain insights from such huge amount of data, over 97% of organizations are investing in big data and AI. Clearly, the next in the list of highest paying IT jobs is big data.
Thanks for staying with us. Up next is our guest of the week, an Internet of Things expert, Larry Ayola of Tranta IT. You're welcome to the show.
If we look at the top 5% of the Nigerian economy, the growth in IT has been fantastic. If you look at the adoption of IT in the banking industry, it is at least at par with the banking industry in the United States and in Europe. So IT has done very well in the banking industry, in the financial sector or financial services, including insurance. And IT has done very well also in the oil and gas industry.
When we look at the state where 10 years ago, or is it 15 years ago, getting a telephone was a big deal. Now everybody has a telephone. Now everybody can participate in communication, because information technology is all about being able to transmit data from one place to another, and for it to be received and be transmitted securely and be useful in making decisions or in solving business problems. But when you look at IT in education and IT in business, many businesses today may have a few computers, but are they really using the computers for information technology? How many companies today use adopt IT automation? How many companies today have an online payroll system? Most companies are still using Excel. You could say, okay, Excel is IT, but there are different levels of IT. So, in short, Nigeria has done very well in the top 5–10%, but in the rest of it, we have a long way to go. The fact remains, even 4G has not been rolled out across the entire country. Mostly it's 3G now. 4G is gaining ground. We've jumped to 5G, and I think as a country in Nigeria, in almost everything that we do, we should look at bringing everybody up a notch or two, and we shouldn't only think about the top 5 or 10% of industry, because really the success of this nation lies with the success of everybody. The Internet of Things, IoT, is the use of the collection of data from your ecosystem, the transmission of that data to the cloud, then using the internet, of course, and then from the cloud to your platform, where the data is analyzed and then presented to you as information that is useful to you. An example would be IoT in smart agriculture, where we would put a device, usually a battery-operated device, where the battery life could be anything from 3 years to 10 years. You put a device into the soil that would measure the moisture content of that soil, or the nitrate content, or the temperature. And in the case of mini weather stations, the speed of the wind and other factors that could have an impact on the yield of that farm. That is how much corn, what tonnage of crops will be produced by that farm per acre. So that information collected from the farm itself will be transmitted by radio, because each of these devices is a radio device, and it transmits a signal, the data, to the low power wide area network owned by IoT Africa and run by technologies from Sigfox and LoRa. And this data would go to our network. Our network would receive it and send it through the internet to the platform in the cloud, and then the data would be analyzed and presented to the farmer in a manner that the farmer would now be able to make use of that information. You can even go one step further and have expert systems where if you configure the system to say this farm is farming this particular species of corn, all the parameters required for that corn to do well would be known by the system. So if the moisture content is insufficient, the system would actually tell the farmer how many liters of water he needs to irrigate the farm with in order to bring it back up to standard. So you can see this is precision farming. So the Internet of Things, for example, is very good in helping with food security. So the Internet of Things collects data, transmits it, processes it, analyzes it, presents it to you, and makes it useful. A simple example of Internet of Things is like a wireless smoke detector put in your home. So if there's a fire in your home or in your shop or your school, a signal will be transmitted and you would get that information on your phone. So you don't have to be there. Many fire alarms today would sound an alarm and only those in the building would hear it. With the Internet of Things, all alarms can be heard on your phone. And when I say all alarms, for example, if the temperature in your poultry farm is too high, it will send you an alarm. So you know you have to do something to avoid your chickens from dying. And if the soil moisture is too low, you know it will send you an alarm and you know what to do about that. So that's the Internet of Things.
This is Digivation Network.
Very well said. Thanks for your time. That was Larry Ayola, CEO of Trenta IT. And that's about the size of our edition of Digivation Network. Till I come your way next week, always stay informed by subscribing to www.digivationnetwork.com or watch us on our YouTube channel, www.youtube.com/digivationnetwork. Or better still, you can text the number on your screen. On behalf of our regular anchor Bayero Gabi, it's a bye for now. My name remains Ihaza Omoye. Stay blessed.